if you're here, that means you're already caught in the blast. So grab a snack, get comfortable, and remember to watch out for those markers under your feet as we ramble on about everything and anything video games. One of these days I'm gonna do it right. I'm Mystia, Necromana Witch and Master of Magic.
I'm Starelia Yumera, this party's idle venturer.
And Katie hasn't said anything since she joined. It's kind of weird.
I noticed she's a little, like, stiff today. Do you think she got hit by an AoE or something?
Yeah, maybe she's like... maybe she's got, like, some kind of status effect.
Maybe she was caught in the blast all along.
What do you have to say about this, Katie? Exactly. Anyway... As you might have noticed, this is the holiday episode, as you can tell by our beautiful decorations here on the stream.
Yeah, obligatory.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. New Year's is coming up.
Happy
soon,
almost
but
New
it's
Year.
not here yet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we just had to acknowledge that fact before we move on to segment 1. It's time for Continue. This is where we talk about which games we've been playing recently. I'll start us off.
Okay.
I'm currently playing through several things. I think on stream, I'm still playing through Omori. Just got through the castle, if you know what that means.
Oh yeah, you're
what
pretty.
else am I doing?
Getting there.
Yeah, I don't know how far I am through the game, but it's taking me forever. I'm also playing through Yomawari Lost in the Dark, I think. It's the 3rd one on stream.
I always get confused with that series because I have a few of them, but I don't know which one's which.
Yeah, they don't number them. They're just like Yomawari and then a phrase after that.
A subtitle.
Yeah. Yeah. And then off stream, I'm still playing through Chrono Cross very slowly, but the thing I've been playing the most recently is probably Marvel Rivals. Way too much of that. What about you, Star? What have you been up to?
So on stream, I've started a new sub-series of streams I call side quests, where I just show off one single stream per game. And I've been using that to work through right now the Castlevania collection. So I played Castlevania 1 and 2. I'm going to be playing Castlevania 3 probably tomorrow, and then more in the future.
Oh, right, you're streaming tomorrow.
Yeah. And then off stream, I've been playing a lot of things actually. I picked up Disgaea 1 complete for the first time again for the first time. I don't know, it's happened a lot. I've started the game and played the first level like 20 times, but I've actually made it past the first chapter this time. And I'm enjoying that a lot because I haven't played an RPG in a little bit. And then also I was playing a little bit of Street Fighter 6. And getting my butt kicked. And I think that's most of it. Also a bit of Marvel Rivals. I haven't played nearly as much though.
Yeah, it's like one of those things I just mostly do to play with friends, but then I get a little bit inadvertently addicted to. But about the Castlevania games, how have you been liking those?
They're hard. NES games are really hard. Fun fact, and I know no one knew this, but I'm actually really enjoying them. They're really, for NES games, they're really impressive. I played the second one a few days ago on stream, and it's like an NES like side-scrolling RPG. You have stats and levels and stuff. It's really interesting. It's worth playing. Also very hard.
Yeah, like Castlevania is one of those games that kind of what do you call it? Like when a whole genre gets named after them.
Oh yeah,
because it's combined with Metroid, so Metroidvania. Yeah. But
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. Yeah, because Metroidvania is like based off of course, like specifically like Super Metroid, and then Castlevania as of like Symphony of the Night, where they're like long story games with a lot of like traversing back to where you started, exploring different paths, unlocking permanent upgrades that let you explore more. While these are a little bit more linear, like side-scrolling, like Comment said in the chat, Zelda 2 is a good example of like.
Oh, that game sucks.
Wow, I mean,
Listen,
kind of the same energy.
I'm a big Zelda fan, but that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Castlevania has to legally share custody of the genre with Mitch.
Yep.
They're joint parents with no, they're parents with joint custody. That's what I'm trying to say.
For the title of Metroidvania. That's true.
Yeah. What do you mean? I read what you said. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Moving on. It's time. It's time to talk about the main quest for today. Holidays. It's the holiday episode. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa, etc.
Happy New Year.
It's easier to just say.
Covers all of them a little bit more.
Yeah. And Happy New Year coming up. Oh, about Zelda too. Okay. We'll have you on again as a guest in the future, and you can fight me.
Specifically to dispute Zelda 2, but nothing else. You're not allowed to say a single word otherwise.
Maybe we should. We should have a Your Game Sucks segment where we insult a game somebody likes, invite them on to yell at us, and then we kick them out.
Wait, that would be really funny though.
Let's have the Your Game Sucks segment. We'll have to wait until we have the public AoE cast server so that people can hop in and
defend your game from us.
Okay, sorry, that's not the main quest today, but that's noted for future AoE cast.
Yeah. That's really funny, honestly, because I think the way Katie's talked about some games that we've brought up before, I think she'd actually be the one fighting a lot about not liking a game.
But she can't call in. She's one of the hosts.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe she can fight other... Oh, you mean other people want to fight her?
Yeah.
What do you have to say about this, Katie?
Katie, I don't know that you can say that. Oh my god.
Say that. I'm gonna get banned.
Katie. Oh my goodness. This girl
was crazy. Anyway, on to the main quest. Holidays. So I actually did a stream, was it last week at this point almost? I think it was. I did a stream where I talked about some of my like holiday memories, and I was trying not to get too into the stuff I wanted to talk about here today. And luckily I don't think I did too much. But I was talking about how like a lot of my holiday memories, I would say my family is probably Christian, but like my immediate family are like non-religious, but you know, because of all that, we celebrate Christmas, of course. And so like a lot of my Christmas memories as a little kid involve either getting a video game or playing one.
Right.
Is that kind of a similar thing for you?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat of like a lot of my holiday memories are like getting a game or wanting a game for it, or like playing that game for the entirety of like a vacation or something. But yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like gift giving was a big part of the holidays for us, so like, yeah, for me, like obviously as a child you don't have money, so like the best you can do as a gift is like a crayon drawing or something like that. Yeah. But I loved getting gifts. So like my family, we didn't have like a lot of money, so the only time I'd really get presents was on my birthday and on Christmas, and that's when I would make a whole list of video games because I wasn't gonna get them throughout the year really. So oh my gosh, I remember like hand writing out the list of games I wanted. knowing that I probably might get one of them, maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me too.
Yeah. Is there any specific one you remember like wanting really bad?
Well, yeah, Tales of Symphonia actually.
Oh.
That was when I asked for like I can't remember what year it was, but I actually got it for Christmas, and I remember just like addictively playing through it until I finished it for like my entire Christmas break.
Oh yeah.
What about you? Do you have one that you remember like specifically super wanting?
The one that pops out on the top of my head the most is was Sonic Colors when that came out. That was at like the peak of me being a Sonic. I am toned down as a Sonic fan compared to what I was as a child, which is really funny to say considering how many times I've played Adventure Battle 2 on stream. But anyways,
yeah,
so
and Shadow the Hedgehog, you played a lot of that too.
Not necessarily by choice, but yes.
You put it on your subathon thing or donathon.
Listen, that game is a nightmare to play through multiple times. Okay. But yeah, Sonic Colors was the big one for me. That was like the peak of my like. That was like right before I started like working and being able to buy my own game, but also
yeah.
like, I was also because I worked since I was 14. But that was like the last one that I remember being really big. I think like Smash Brothers Brawl also, but I don't remember that one specifically as much for whatever reason.
Yeah. Sometimes I keep forgetting like how much younger than me you are. It's not gonna lie, okay? Okay, you guys, I'm not old. Okay.
He's not old.
But
not at all.
For some reason, like, I have super vivid memories of like a couple Christmases. There was one. This one must have been like a long time ago, because I don't think we got it for Christmas, but I remember like vaguely sitting next to my brother eating like candy out of my stocking. I had those like, you know, those bell-shaped Hershey Kisses thingies?
Yes, I love those. They taste
better than the regular Hershey
Kiss.
They do. Hershey Kisses taste like ass normally. Anyways, but the bells were good. I remember eating those and like watching my brother play through Ocarina of Time on the N64. I remember specifically there was like, it was the beginning area. Oh, we must have just gotten it because it was the beginning area with the like Deku plants that you have to cut on the way to the Deku tree. Yeah, I was explaining like on my other stream that like for some reason most of my really good Christmas memories have something to do with a video game.
Oh, see, that's funny because I remember like the first Christmas I remember actually is the Christmas I got an N64. And it was Hey You Pikachu, Pokemon Snap, and Pokemon Stadium. And those were the only N64 games I had for a long time.
Oh. How do you like Hey You Pikachu?
I adore it. It's terrible.
It's really awful, but it's so charming.
It's so cute. I mean, just like, I also had like a few pets growing up, and I know one of them like around that time had passed away. So like basically having a virtual pet that you can go play with and interacts with you was like really nice, especially at that time.
Yeah, that's I don't know, it's kind of funny how much those can help kids with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cause I had like Tamagotchis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. No, I'm definitely. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into pets passing away on the stream too much, but that's a cute memory at least.
Yeah.
I also have like really specific memories of playing. I think it was Pokemon Silver. I had Silver and my brother had Gold, and I was at one of my uncle's houses, and like I think it's the only time we ever went to that uncle's house for Christmas. But I remember like sitting on the stairs there and just playing it the whole time.
On the stairs.
Yeah, because I think I had gotten it for like Christmas that morning, because we did like the little family Christmas thing, and then we'd go to the bigger family thing.
That's so interesting how memories like that work though, like that to that level of detail of sitting on the stairs doing it. Because I remember it was Pokemon Ranger 2 Shadows of Almia. That was the one that I have that same type of vivid memory of. It's like me on the couch or like the rocking chair playing that game on Christmas Day until we had to go to like some sort of extended family's Christmas. I remember that very specifically too.
Yeah, I don't know why memories work that way. Like, I can't remember things I'm trying to remember, but then seemingly random bits of the past are like cemented into my brain.
So vivid for what you would think is just no reason, because it's just a small event that happened, but
yeah,
I don't know, it's interesting. Did you ever have like a very specific game or something of that sort that you just never got growing up that you can think of?
That I never got? Is it one that I wanted or one that...
Yeah, like one that you wanted but never like...
Pokemon Stadium, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we rented it from the Blockbuster. I'm really aging myself today. We rented it from Blockbuster. I played the shit out of it for the rental period, and then we had to return it, and I really wanted the game so I could play it more. But we never got it.
Oh no. You should have just come over. We could have played it together.
Yeah, it's one of the 3 games you got.
Yeah. The only things I have on my N64.
I have like a lot of stuff for N64. I don't know where we got them all though.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, because we didn't really get gifts besides... Well, I guess we shared video games at the time, like me and my siblings. So like sometimes we'd have one of us ask for something so that the others could also play it.
Right.
Like, I'll get this for my birthday and you get this one.
Oh, see, I never really got to experience that with Sistar, my sister, because she is 13 years older than I am.
Oh, that's quite a gap. I mean, I'm not too surprised because I have siblings with that much of a gap, but...
Yeah. It's just interesting because, like, it's actually, the reason I got into Sonic genuinely was because of my sister. Her and my dad, they played Genesis Sonic growing up. So when those games got a port to the Xbox, the Sonic Mega Collection, we played that. I played that together with my sister, and that was what she played growing up.
Oh.
But they sold the Genesis before I was old enough to play it.
Oh. See, I think the Sega Genesis was my first console. Either that or the Super Nintendo. And I have vague memories of my mom playing like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, yeah.
And then me and my brother playing it later. And like for Sonic 2 and 3, I was always Tails and my brother was Sonic.
The little sibling curse.
The little sibling character. But now he's my favorite. Like these days, he's still my favorite Sonic character.
He's so cute.
He's adorable, and my favorite animal is foxes. Which maybe now that I'm thinking about it more, maybe he had like an impact on that.
Oh, that makes sense. I could see that.
I guess as far as like Christmas memories and video games, I think I had gotten like Bat and Kaitos the same year I got Tales of Symphonia.
Whoa. Right.
No,
Year of RPGs.
Bat and Kaitos. My brother already had the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then there was like one Christmas I remember this one so specifically because I think I had gotten my Game Boy Advance SP the same day.
Oh.
And it was like, you know, those ones that fold.
Yeah,
it was like this really pretty red color. It was like kind of sparkly red. It's hard to describe. So cool. And then I had gotten like Kirby One of the Kirby games for Game Boy Advance.
Oh, cool. So funny to think about, thinking back on those memories.
Yeah, and I don't know why those ones stick with me so much, because I'm sure there's a lot of others and other holidays.
That or like birthdays, that sort of stuff. But I guess it all just, I don't know, something about Christmas. Well, were you, was your family like a big Christmas family?
I mean, we celebrated it for sure. Like we would we'd wake up in the morning and do like the household Christmas stuff. So it was like me and my mom and my 2 siblings I grew up with. Because I have 2 other siblings, but they're like way older than me.
Oh, right.
And then we'd go to my uncle's house, a different uncle than the one I mentioned earlier. And we'd have like a big Christmas there where we did like dinner and then like the big family gift exchange.
Extended family.
Yeah, but they would always get me stuff like Bibles and like scarves with the state football team on them. I almost just said it out loud. That would have been bad.
Oh my gosh.
Which, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for presents, but also maybe not that first thing.
In most contexts, gifting a child a Bible is maybe not like the first choice, perhaps.
It happened multiple times.
Oh, really? Yeah. I guess it's kind of the same thing. My extended family, it was kind of the same situation. Not Bibles though. It was always like race car stuff or things like that. And I was like, oh. I have to also be specific. One of my extended family members, he gifted like, he owns a company and he gifted like a hoodie with like the logo of his company to everyone, and everyone was like, oh, thanks.
Oh,
that's so sweet.
Yeah, I thought about, I actually kind of thought about that in a different, totally unrelated to video games context. I was gonna mention at the end of the stream, but I got like a merch thing recently. I'll talk more about it later, but the gist of it was I thought about like, if I gifted this to somebody, would that be weird? Like, 'cause it's like a sweatshirt of me or whatever. Like, is that weird?
I'm sorry. All I can think of just in that context is the quote from Smiling Friends. I got you a little figure of me.
It's me.
I don't want this. I'll take it. No, I don't think it's that weird though. Like in the the art's really cute. It's kind of a focus on like the art and what it is, rather than like a roofing company.
Yeah.
Like I think the context matters a lot there, and I think it's super cute and it looks really cool, and I love the art. And I already ordered mine. You can order your own.
Hashtag not sponsored, but
hashtag not sponsored right now.
Thank you, Sal. But yeah, no, that's a funny concept to think about.
Mm-hmm.
What was would it be rude to do a like what was your favorite gift you got thing this year?
Just in general, or games
specifically? If like somebody was watching and they like got you a gift and you didn't say their gift was your favorite one, maybe that would be mean.
Well, I think like we're adults. Like every gift from other people is special. Like it's like I don't know.
Unrelated to this whole topic, just moving on here. One of my roommates got me like this Espeon Mimikyu plush, and it's really cute. Anyway, unrelated to that previous thing we were talking about.
I got so caught up in that I can't even think of what I received. I did. Astrobot was an early Christmas gift, actually. I like that one a lot. Astrobot's really good. Oh, wait, are you talking?
Wait, no, I was just making faces.
Oh, okay.
You got Astrobot?
Astrobot was a really early Christmas gift, so it was an early Christmas gift for stream.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
I was confused. I was like, didn't you play it on stream? Like months ago?
I did. Yeah.
Game of the year, by the way.
Game of the year, by the way.
Oh, we should have done a New Year's episode.
Oh.
Maybe we'll have to try to get the gang together. I doubt it'll happen next weekend, but maybe like after that.
Yeah, we can think about that. For sure.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we should move on to the other holiday topic that I prepared for today. Unless you had anything else you wanted to add.
More like a question. Is there like any other specific game that you like remember playing like all Christmas Day or any holiday? Like if you were gifted, I know you said you were playing them with your siblings. Were there any like maybe other than like Tales of Symphonia, I guess, anything else specific that stood out?
Yeah, there was like one Easter I was playing there's this like I can't remember what it was called. It was an N64 fighting game. And there was this werewolf guy in it. And a hot like ninja lady named like Orchid.
There's not a lot of fighting game. Fighting
I think it was 3D though.
There aren't a ton of them. Flying Dragon.
Maybe it was PlayStation 1. I don't know. I can't remember. But I remember the game.
Oh, that's interesting though. For me, I actually remember the kind of that same like after when I got Sonic Colors. I think that same year it was one of the Sonic and Mario like Olympic games, and that was like one of the last games I remember like trying to play with my parents and like having them understand like motion controls and realizing like, oh, they're just not getting it.
It's so funny because it's like you think, first of all, hold on, let me Mr. Gamer named it Killer Instinct. That was it.
Yeah, okay. And, I thought it was Killer. I was thinking Killer Instinct.
But then it's so funny when you like think about how older people have such a hard time getting a hold of technology. But then you think, like, am I gonna be like that in like 20, 30 years from now?
I hope not.
That's cute though. Yeah. I'm glad they like tried it even if they didn't really get it.
It was fun. It was like just enough. Like they understood like Wii Sports, which is pretty similar, so.
Oh yeah.
Kinda there.
Yeah, the Wii tried really hard to get onto the whole like, oh, games for the whole family thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Which, if anyone's gonna do it, I suppose Nintendo would be the ones.
For sure.
Alright.
If anyone's gonna make it accessible. Oh.
How dare you cut me, Star?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just teasing. But yeah, the other topic for today. So, oh, let me, okay. So the holiday season is like an important time for video games. And more importantly, video game companies and their profits. Because if you don't have your game out for holiday time, it's not going to sell as well, you know? Like, everybody's rushing to buy the newest holiday games. And that's led to a lot of problems over the years. I put together some stuff here. Yeah, so because of like prioritizing the holiday sales period, a lot of games tend to get kind of rushed. And I just find this topic kind of interesting. I guess it's a little bit of a negative topic, but it's it's interesting.
It's the one to take account for.
Yeah, it's interesting to learn about, and like when you look at a game, for example, Sonic 06 is on this list of games I put together. When you think about I forgot my train of thought. When you're thinking about like what can happen when a game gets rushed, you know, to meet these deadlines. Obviously the developers are gonna have to do crunch time and they get really overworked. And you can imagine they might miss some like bugs and stuff. And I think Sonic 06 is a prime example of what happens.
Sonic 06 is a major example. And just to roll it back like a little bit. Yeah, the way like typically for holiday season, you don't want to release like the week before Christmas. You want to release like a month in advance so there's enough time for people to buy it for Christmas. So usually it's like
October, November release dates
November.
Usually.
Yeah. Sometimes in rare cases December, just in time for the holidays. So these games get rushed and pushed earlier. Instead of releasing like spring the next year, they'll be released for early winter the previous year or late fall. And yeah, Sonic 06 is a big example of this. A game that is, I think from what we know now, the developers estimated about 20% complete, and boy, does it feel like it. There's an infinite jump glitch in the game with one of the items you can buy, and it's really funny.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I think I've seen somebody performing that glitch.
I did it on one of my streams. It's very easy to do.
Yeah, I actually put aside the snippet here because I was like gathering information for the segment, and apparently rushing game development, the term, is also sometimes known as Sonic 06 syndrome. And I just thought that was really funny.
So before I saw you send that through, I have never heard that before, but it's so perfect. I love it.
I've never heard it before, but I think it should be used more. You know, kind of like agree. Metroidvania, you know, to bring it back to earlier.
Sonic 06 syndrome. Sega, you can never forget what you've done. We won't let you forget.
Never forget.
Oh my goodness.
I put together some other examples of games this has happened to. I think one of the more famous ones is E.T. the Extraterrestrial for the Atari.
You ever rush a game so hard that it crashes the market of video games as a concept in an entire region?
It literally did. Apparently, it was one of the major reasons for the North American video game crash of 1983. And
it was overproduced.
Oh yeah, and I guess they I didn't know this before I was like doing some research, but apparently it only had a 5.5 week time frame to be developed.
That is not a lot of time for a video game.
No, it's like no time.
Yeah, there was a lot of other factors on that one too. Of like, there was a lot of E.T. was a blockbuster film at the time, so they wanted the movie adaptation to be released in time to capitalize on the popularity of the movie, or before leading up to it. I can't remember which. It might be in your notes. But genuinely being so unpopular that it was mass refunded to the point where it would just became dead stock on store shelves. It's rough. Like,
I think I heard of there's like a landfill that's full of ET cartridges.
In Arizona, there was so much dead stock that they had a specific landfill that it was taken to. It was rough.
So funny. I feel really bad for like the developers that got pushed into making this and so quickly, but that's so funny.
Yep, exactly what Comet said in chat. For a long time, people thought it was a rumor, but on a few documentaries and other like video essays, or in the case, I think, funny enough, the Angry Video Game Nerd movie, he actually visits the site and they talk about it. It's completely real. There is a landfill just filled with Atari ET games, but it was also part of it was like it was so overhyped for this holiday. They had a gigantic marketing push. Like, there were a lot of factors that led to this, and a kind of like people just in America specifically like lost trust in the like concept of video games as a medium, because they're not that impressive back then, even by the standards they were given. Not that impressive.
Yeah, you know what? Before I go on with like more examples, I think another thing to think about is like when games got rushed in the past, there was no fixing them, because like what was on the cartridge is what you get, you know? Like there's no patches that get sent out over the internet for older games. So I think it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because back then, like, whatever's wrong with the game, you're kind of stuck with it. But nowadays, it feels like they have less incentive to send out the game in a working condition, because they can just send out a day one patch or whatever.
a day one patch, or they can update it later. If it sells well enough, they can fix it later. Like No Man's Sky literally got fully revamped years later.
Yeah, No Man's Sky was one of the examples for this, but I didn't write it into the list. But that's like a perfect example of it was released in a terrible state, and then they had to I don't know what they did exactly, but I know they like rehauled it, kind of like with Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, Cyberpunk's another example. I know No Man's Sky was very overhauled, and it went from being like, it also had massive expectations on it, certainly in part to the advertising from the publisher and designer, the publisher of the game. But now it's gone back around to people saying that it is a lot of what was promised before. So now ET certainly didn't have that. ET was not Game of the Year material, ET 2.0, despite whatever Potter may be saying in the chat. It never got that chance. It never would get that chance back then. Even if they did, some games would be re-released. Maybe not that far back, but I know certainly N64 and GameCube era, Nintendo did that, where in Japan they would release multiple versions of a game in re-releases with updated patches to the game software.
Yeah, I have seen that before too. And I don't know, I was trying to think of a specific example, but I think it's like pretty common with disc games.
Yeah, it is. Mario 64 is one where the backwards long jump is not supposed to be in the game. That was an accident, but it became one of the biggest tools for speedrunning, so speedrunners can't use any of the like more recent versions of the game.
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah. Like there's specific cases where like certain versions of the game are better for speedrunners because they didn't patch out certain glitches that were used.
Yeah. I think Melee, there's a lot of, like, Smash Brothers Melee, there's a lot of stuff with, like, grab ranges and stuff, certain tweaks that happened in updated releases of it that changed the competitive nature of the game. There's a lot of, like, small things like that can be changed.
But you really don't think about unless you are a speedrunner.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I guess probably never noticed under some other umbrella, like maybe competitive fighting games, certain...
Yeah.
Characters are better or worse depending on the patch,
the version you're playing, and it happens like it's kind of a thing just in general we have with games now of like games are patched to hell after they come out, especially competitive games. So like, I mean, I was literally just playing Street Fighter. I'll never be able to experience day one Street Fighter 6 again because that's not like that version of the game just does not exist unless I get an unpatched disc of the game.
Yeah, like live service stuff too.
Yeah.
Does that count as live service? I suppose it.
They do now. I mean, they do now. Fighting games do, certainly, I think. They're constantly updated for years after release, so I think that counts to a degree.
Yeah. Like, I know it's a big thing for online games in general, so like live service games or even some MMOs, like World of Warcraft will do like World of Warcraft. I can't fucking talk. World of Warcraft Classic, you know, like where they put the original patch of the game in.
Yeah, to revisit what the content used to be like. Because there's a demand for that once a game's been around long enough or has a development team that can even do that.
Yeah. I don't know how we got here though, so we're gonna let's talk about some more examples of like games that got rushed. I think another famous one, maybe it's not famous for this reason, but Balan Wonderworld is supposedly another game that's rushed, or at least they wanted to delay it, and Square Enix wanted it released for, in time for the holiday sales, so they weren't able to delay it. And because of the state the game was in, apparently, I don't know how much of this is true because I got this from the source, and the source is listed in the description. But apparently Yuji Naka wanted to sue Square Enix over this. Because he thought that the delaying is what made the game fail, but really the problem was more with the core concept of Balan Wonderworld.
The game was not very good, if you didn't know.
It just wasn't really good. And Yuji Naka is the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, if you didn't know about that.
As well, so well, now he's in jail for tax fraud. So you know, if you're wondering how he's doing, he is like for tax fraud possibly related to Balan Wonderworld. I don't know the details, but yeah, that certainly happened. But yeah,
that game
Balan
was really
Wonderworld,
a scourge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did a lot of things. A lot of things happened with that game. That's for sure.
Yeah. I wanted to bring this one up specifically because Katie was going to join us today, but she had to call. Well, she has a replacement for the day, but
yeah. Wait, Katie's right there. What are you talking about?
She's very familiar with Balan Wonderworld.
Right.
I was on stream with her a long time ago when she still did streams playing this game.
Yeah, how do you feel about Balan Wonderworld?
Me? I love it because it sucks. Like, I love to hate it. I love to hate it. It makes me happy.
Good. At least you're getting some form of enjoyment out of it. So maybe they succeeded after all. Maybe rushing the game was good for it, actually.
Maybe they did.
But it's funny how games can end up that way of like... They can take on their own life for the wrong reasons in cases like Balan Wonderworld.
I think Sonic 06 is probably under that umbrella too, where like, it sucks and everybody knows it, but there are people that love it because it sucks.
Yeah, who could possibly love that awful, terrible game that I've put too many hours into?
You've played through it like twice on stream, I swear.
At least? Yes, that is... No. I remember. I played through most of it. I didn't finish it, and then I played it again as a like subathon reward. But outside of that, I played it like twice off of stream. I just love it because it's broken and funny, and the story is terrible.
Yeah. But I think that's how people feel about about Balan Wonderworld too. But like another one I wanted to bring up is Pokemon. Pokemon has done this several times actually, but the most infamous one I feel like is probably Scarlet and Violet because of how much everybody hated on it.
I can't remember details too specifically, but I'm pretty sure they released in December.
Yeah, let me double check to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty close to the end of the year.
Yeah, for those who do or don't know, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet released, and while I love them conceptually, functionally they're a little undercooked for potentially a lot of reasons.
Yeah, November
certainly
18th, by the way.
Okay, November. It was November.
2022.
Yeah.
It's already been 2 years.
I don't want to think about that.
What happened? I feel like for a while, so like with Pokemon, I feel like for a while they were trying to get a game out every single year.
They were.
So they've been having a lot of issues with fast deadlines and crunch time and stuff like that. And Scarlet and Violet is the most recent perpetrator of that.
Mean, it's pretty rough when a game ends up so broken that the company, being Pokemon and Nintendo, apologized for their game not being good. That's rare.
That's pretty
that
crazy.
That does not happen.
But I mean, as janky as it is, I did play through it on launch. I did love it, and I would play it again. So like, I'm not hating on the game.
Yeah,
I do feel for the developers that must have had to crunch really hard to get this released on time, but I think that's why it has been 2 years and there's not another Pokemon game yet from the reception of Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I certainly think that, and at least I hope that they realize like they need more time, because Pokemon's such an interesting example because it's not a video game series anymore. It is a franchise that has to coordinate card games and an anime and like all of this other mixed and special media has to coordinate with it. So there's just so many factors to like they can't just release a game whenever. They have to have it tie in with all of these other things. Official manga, like there's so much other media that goes into it that they can't. I assume they can't just delay the game. They have to delay every project for it to coordinate properly.
Yeah, and that could cause like a lot of potential losses or damages. So I'm on one hand it kind of makes sense, but on the other hand, most people probably do only see it as the game aspect.
Yeah,
because boy did that game get a lot of hate.
oh boy did it. Even worse than Sword and Shield right before it.
Yeah, Sword and Shield was also pretty controversial. I think people were less negative towards Sword and Shield than they are towards Scarlet and Violet. Yeah. I think conceptually Scarlet and Violet is a better game, like with how they've done the world.
Open world.
Yeah, because the Sword and Shield just had those wild areas which were like cool, but I think it's cooler to see like a fleshed out world.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the wild areas were cool, but like conceptually very basic. Like they're just like, oh, it's an open world area, but not an open world game. And the lean more into open world, I think is where they were planning to go anyway. But more realized, I think it comes together a lot better.
Yeah. It is like a really ambitious thing to tackle with Pokemon, just because there are so many of them too.
So many.
Because people always complain that they don't have all 1,000 plus Pokemon in the game, but
every game.
I get it.
That's a lot of Pokemon,
but like that's a lot to put into the game. But yeah, basically people were upset with the graphics of the game. The trees in particular did look really rough. And they're upset. Yeah, and there was some glitches and bugs, which I believe have like since been patched, but a
lot of them have. The performance has been improved a little bit, but yeah, it's not perfect. It'll probably never be perfect, and they've had DLC since with new content, so
yeah. A couple other examples I wrote down. There's a whole list in the sources if you guys are curious and want to check that out. But another one was Superman for the N64. I never played the game myself, but I did watch a video of somebody struggling to try to play that game.
It plays exactly how it looks.
Really, really poorly. And
yes,
then another one under that vein was Bubsy 3D.
Oh, Bubsy 3D, let's go!
I didn't realize that game was I wouldn't say that one was rushed. That one's more like they weren't able to delay it. Supposedly one of the lead designers on the game, because Mario 64 released like right before Bubsy 3D, and because of that they kind of wanted to like delay it to make it better, improve on it, but they weren't able to do that and it had to release as it was. If you've seen or played Bubsy 3D, then you know that let's just say it can't match Mario 64.
I don't know. What do you? I think Bubsy 3D could still win. I don't know. I just something about it.
All right, but if you had to play one game for the rest of your life, forever, and you could only choose between Mario 64 or Bubsy 3D, which one are you picking?
You're asking the wrong person this question.
Well, I know I can't ask Potter. I know what he's gonna say.
I would consider Bubsy 3D, but yeah, it would probably be Mario 64.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite games just because of how terrible it is. And then there was one more thing I wanted to point out, which wasn't on the list in the sources, but Wait, maybe it was in the other one, but Majora's Mask. I don't know if it was rushed for the holiday necessarily. It did release in time for the North American holiday season, but in the spring in Japan. And Majora's Mask is actually it's kind of like a rare success story, which is why I wanted to point it out, because they only had I guess they had about 2 years to make this game, so it's not as rushed as some of the other games we talked about. E.T. looking at you. But due to the short development time, they ended up having to use a lot of the assets and resources from Ocarina of Time, which is why the two games look very, very similar if you've played them both. But it was actually like a really big hit when it came out. I think they used the assets in a really unique and cool way with what they did with Majora's Mask. Like with the time system and everything, and how like the game world isn't huge, but since it takes place over 3 days, you have to like keep going back through it in different ways, which is really interesting. Majora's Mask is my favorite Legend of Zelda game, so
oh, it's I've never like played it, like beat it. I guess I've played it, but I've never played a ton of it. But yeah, that's a rare success story of like the game was rushed, but for being rushed, it came out as an absolutely amazing game that a lot of people really cherish. And like I've seen the devs talk about like there was more planned, there were things that had to be scrapped due to the time frame. But we love to see a success story from something like that,
especially with like working with what they did. They I feel like they did a really good job making it. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say.
That's okay.
My brain just keeps blanking out. But no, it's a good game. You should definitely play through the whole thing sometime.
Yeah.
If you're a Zelda enjoyer.
I do enjoy Zelda.
Yeah. Did you have any more examples you wanted to talk about or anything?
For the holiday, specifically, no. I'm trying to think. Sonic 06 is the one where my fountain of knowledge mostly applies to.
Yeah. I had to put that one on here, especially with that little like quote about it being the Sonic 06 syndrome.
Sonic 06 syndrome. How sad. Game's so rushed. It's known for it now.
Yeah, just like a Souls-like. Like a Souls-like of development.
Really, Mega Man 2 was rushed. That's actually like one of my favorite classic Mega Man games.
Yeah, I think there was like a couple Mega Man games on this list I was looking at earlier, which is interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised, mostly because 6 of them were on the NES. And then multiple Mega Man and Mega Man X games on the SNES, so they were around a lot. There were a lot of them, so I wouldn't be too surprised by that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting flooded with DMs on my Discord. Well, anyway,
don't worry, that was distracting me too.
I just thought that was a fun topic to talk about because, like, obviously getting and receiving video games and stuff for Christmas is always a joy, but at what cost, you know? Sometimes you gotta think about that part too. And be thankful for what you get, you know?
Yeah.
At least the ones that turn out really good.
Or the things that turn on into a new life, like Sonic 06 or Balan Wonderworld.
Yeah, so bad it's good.
So bad it's good. We literally have a whole category for that of how we categorize media of so bad it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought we could finish out the cast today by doing a little watch along with some like old video game related commercials. So let's move over to the other screen.
Get your hot chocolate and get comfy.
Yes, we're here at the quest board. Christmas commercials. We have a few here. I think I'm gonna play this compilation first. This one has it's a bit before. Actually, I'm not sure. It's got commercials from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and early 2000s. So some of it's before our times. Some of it's maybe during part of it. Oh, let me turn off the BGM. Can you hear it okay? Should I turn it up?
I can't hear it from Discord, but that's fine.
But you can't?
No, it's fine though.
I forgot how I did this last time.
That's okay.
Came to me. They wanted advice. Investments, savings. That's what I do. And I go strictly by the book.
Oh, you know, I think I streamed the game or the video instead of the OBS window.
Yeah.
I think that's what I did.
That must have been what it was.
That.
Okay. We'll get it.
We'll restart this.
The quest.
This one's about 4 minutes long, and then we have a couple other shorter ones, so it's not gonna be too long.
There aren't a lot of like Christmas themed commercials anymore, at least.
I couldn't really find too many. I guess this is an X-Men one.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty alarmed if like 2 grown men appeared in my living room.
If Cyclops and Wolverine were beating you up in your living room.
X-Men on Super NES, okay.
Only on Super NES.
I wonder if we'll see any commercials we actually remember, because like, as we were gathering these, I didn't remember any of them.
You can save $7 in select Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo games like Shaq Fu.
$7?
Shaq Fu, let's go.
That's so many. Here, let me take my hat off. There you go.
Get this savings book now at Toys R Us. Or the Sunday's paper.
Toys R Us.
We laid the whole thing out.
Oh, is there captions? Here you go.
Great idea for a new game called Sonic and Knuckles. It's Knuckles in his own game. Plus, it has new technology.
And Knuckles! Oh my god! I played that game.
And Knuckles. Me too.
You just laughed at us. So we sold the whole thing to Sega? Who's laughing now?
I wonder if they do these kind of commercials in Japan.
They have to, right? There's no way they don't.
Boxes full of clothes, CDs no one knows. When I wanted something for my Nintendo 64, Zelda's great, Turok 2, South Park would be fun.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm glad we watched this first because I had that one pulled aside in much worse quality, by the way.
The Rogue Squadron line's killing me. Small.
Santa, you're a little shorter than I remembered. E.T. No!
Oh no!
E.T.
Oh no! This is the one we were just talking about. This is what I was saying though, the merchandising budget was like crazy for this game. For back then especially.
And then a bunch of the games ended up in the landfill.
Yeah.
A video game that lets you help E.T. get home. Just in time for Christmas.
I think if I was a kid and I saw E.T., I would just think he's ugly and gross.
I would be terrified.
In the Toys R Us.
I would not want that game.
Mm-mm.
From the ceiling to the floor. We've got the Nintendo action set, including the control deck with double game pack and Zapper light gun for just $99.99 at Toys R Us. And we have
Wow, what a steal.
Wow.
cartridges at great everyday low.
That's actually not bad. I wonder what that is with inflation, but like at the time,
Toys R Us.
I mean,
Certainly
if
a few
it was
hundred,
nowadays,
yeah.
that'd be a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, one game almost costs that much now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe we can
no.
rethink that tagline. I don't know about that one.
I heard Matt got a Sega Genesis.
Lots of Sega Genesis.
Sega and Super Nintendo, really. Damn, that kid really wants in.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The Sega Genesis.
Oh, they're all lining up to play the Sega Genesis. Of course.
Yeah. That's what it's like if you have a Sega Genesis. Everyone lines up to play it. Oh, the Master System. Okay.
Pinpoint accurate light phaser that even registers misses. The unique Sega card with 256K memory and even more.
That's so much. So much memory.
So much memory.
Times more power than most.
There's a whole OST. What the fuck?
Of excitement. The Sega Master System of interactive.
These are covering up the whole video, bro. Take those off. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the video. This is from Christmas Cave, by the way. Shout out Christmas
Thanks,
Cave.
Christmas Cave.
Probably should put that in the sources. Maybe I'll edit it later. Alright, here's a Wii U commercial. I guess this is a European commercial from 2015, so kind of newer. Not new,
Much more recent.
but newer.
Newer.
My brain can't fathom that 2015 was 9 years ago.
I don't know.
Somebody splatted all over their wall. That's fucked up.
That's pretty rude.
Like, what if you came down from your bedroom for Christmas morning and like there's splat all over your walls?
It's splat everywhere. I think I'd be very upset.
Oh, that's for my karaoke. Don't worry about that. And then next we have, this is the Nintendo DSi XL holiday commercial.
We've been good, well, mostly good. Don't you think we deserve something awesome? If you buy us a Nintendo DS, we'll play Mario games, 'cause they're the best. And think of the last that will.
Really cool idea.
Sonic would not like this commercial.
Sonic would not.
What we say. You get a happy holiday. Mamma Mia, the special edition Nintendo DSi XL bundle.
Mamma Mia. That was
Mamma
cute.
Mia.
That one was kind of cute.
Yeah, it was.
I guess this is
Very
a
cute.
Halo 3 commercial. Do you remember that
Christmas
one?
Eve.
I somehow don't.
Maybe someone up there is wondering what it's like here. I guess. Do you think we'll ever meet them? I hope so. Don't you?
Are these CG children or real children?
Hell.
I think they're CG.
It's very
children.
dark.
Yeah, when I think of Christmas, I definitely think about Halo.
Yeah, all the time.
I'm sure there's people that actually do, like maybe they got Halo for Christmas or something, but
I think this is for Halo 3 specifically, so it would be, God, what, 2005-ish? 2006?
yeah, it doesn't say.
2007. Okay, so around that time.
Yeah. Oops, that's also for, don't worry about it. Oh god. don't worry about any of this. Anyway, that's all the
Anyway.
commercials I had lined up. There wasn't actually that many that we could find. Let's go back here.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, how was your Christmas, Star? Did you have a good one?
Yeah, it was nice. It was busier than I expected, but it wasn't bad. How was yours?
Mine was pretty good. We had our first Christmas with the roomies. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's so
then-
nice.
And I did some family stuff after that. But
Mhm.
I thought it would be fun to do a little holiday episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you all had a wonderful insert holiday here. Before we go, I have a few things that I would like to mention, but I will let you go first. Do you have anything you'd like to talk about or mention before we say our goodbyes?
Not a lot specifically. It's gonna be another short week for streams for me next week. For for some specific reasons. Um, so I'll be doing another side quest of Castlevania 3 tomorrow. Maybe Saturday I'll be streaming. I'm not entirely sure yet. I don't have much else specific. I still have to do some of the rewards from my November Donathon. So look forward to those coming soon. But I hand it back off to you.
Thank you. I just want to point out, I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I do have a merch collab with Ulu Market available. You can see links to it on my Twitter. If you come to my Twitch streams, I have a panel that points you to it, and I also have a command. And aside from that, next weekend, I might need to push it back to Sunday, but as of right now, it's planned for Saturday night. We're going to be doing the Oracle Live. Oh yeah, if you're gonna stream next Saturday, I guess I'd keep that in mind. We're gonna do the Oracle Live 2024 clip show. That's the VTuber group that Star and I are a part of. We're just gonna go through and watch some memories from the past year together as Oracle Live.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's gonna be another no stream. It's gonna be a no stream week for me, aside from the clip show.
I can't imagine why.
But yeah, and I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season. Happy New Year. That'll be coming up soon. I hope you have a good one. Thanks for joining us for another AoE cast.
Yeah. Happy holidays and Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Katie, anything you'd like to say before we go? You know what? I never thought about it that way. She's so wise.
She really is. Wise beyond her years.
Really, she is. So yeah, thanks again for joining us. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.